Hello from the Yarn Closet in Southern Arizona. I'm Laura. I'm your host. It is right before Christmas. My little hairs are all fuzzing up. It's driving me crazy. It's our weekly podcast. These don't stay. They drift down a bit, which is fine, but I'm getting used to the shape. They function, and they function quite well, and there's less of the shadowiness that doesn't clean off easily as with the stick-on bifocal business. The silicone stick-on bifocal business works in a pinch, and certainly will work. But there you go. So I'm going to post on the community page some pictures. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So I got a gift from the lady in the library at school. And I got to work a half day today. I got to actually have a paid half day. So that means I made like $40 today. 9 months of work, and I gotta tell you, I'm pretty happy at this stage of the game. It's not about the money. Sure, or if my family could use the money, absolutely. Who couldn't nowadays? But I like being a part of something where I am being shown that I am valued by other staff members, by students. Whether administration gets it or not is neither here nor there. And really, I'm okay living in that energy. I'm okay living in, I am doing the thing that I love to do. And whatever's going to come of it, I'm going to recognize the benefit that I'm getting and not be clamoring for a different benefit. You know, why some days does my hair go oily so fast and other days it doesn't? This postmenopausal stuff is great on one hand and really hard to juggle on the other. But, you know, Christmas. Some people are giving gifts, whatever, exchanging. She brings me in this little jar food product. And she's like, Laura, I just realized this today. I didn't realize it when I left the store, but it's a local store, so we can go in and we can exchange it today. It said tester on the lid and on the bottle, and the barcode had been covered with a sticker. And we opened it up. It had been eaten from. It was the tester. So we stopped by after work, and she walks in, and the owner was there. And she said, oh my gosh, sadly, not a problem. This happens a lot. Some of my younger staff, even when they can't barcode scan it, they'll like manually look it up. Like it doesn't register that they're selling the tester, even though the barcode's covered up and it says tester on the cap and the bottle. Oh my gosh. So that was kind of funny. I found it hilarious because here's the thing. Had she not caught it with my blindness, I'm legally blind, I would have put it in the cupboard. A few days later, gone to eat from it, thinking that my family had just tried it and been really mad because it needs to be refrigerated after it's opened. And being mad that they put it back on the cupboard shelf instead of the refrigerator. I probably wouldn't have even noticed. So we all thought it was pretty funny. We are now technically on the break. So we have 2 weeks off from school. A few years ago, I just had a really bad Christmas year. I've had some bad ones. And this year has not been so bad. My parents were able to take the kids out shopping. They did a little of their own shopping. My husband had a horrific shopping experience this week. And every few years he tries to do it on his own, even though I've already done the list. So I went out with him in the evening and helped him and got a couple things. And reminded him once again, if he wants to do it next year, when I start talking about the gifts, then you take part of the list and you go get that part of the list instead of waiting for the last minute and adding to the list, right? I went on a field trip with my daughter's class this week, and that was lovely. I had 3 students instead of 5 or 7, which was kind. And I was really impressed. These boys were gentlemen. They let my daughter go first in trying things. They were very kind. I enjoyed it far more than I thought I was going to. But I will tell you this. Along the way, in the weeks leading up to this, every time I had a thought and thought, oh, I said, nope, I'm not having that thought. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be fun. I think we get very much in the habit of, ooh, I'm not going to like that. And those are the only thoughts we have before a thing. If that's the only thing you think about a thing before you get to the thing, do you honestly think you're going to enjoy the thing? I used to have to do that with sex at a certain point in the marriage. After baby, when you're so tired you can't even think about it, I used to have to daily think about it and be like, I really want this. It's going to be great. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fun. We're going to laugh. It's going to be great. And honestly, that completely changed my whole mindset. I realized that I need to do that in life, in all things. And I think it made a world of difference. There were parts of the thing we really enjoyed. There was a part of my daughter's expectation that didn't quite play out in the car, the bus ride home. And so she got sad at the end. But also I think that's poor nutrition throughout the event, not hydrating enough, because every time I told them to take drinks, they didn't. And I know we grew up without drinking water. But I live in Arizona, and hydration is the thing here. It is so dry. I'm constantly lathering my hands, and they're still so dry. And I use emollients and oils and really good stuff. Case in point. Let me just grab some right now. This was an old tin from something else, but I like the tinned things. And this is Etsy. A eucalyptus lotion bar. So I just kind of chunk off a little bit, and I just love it. And I really get it into my fingernails and my cuticles, especially with some of the yarns that I work with. And I try to always have it. I had a little tiny one that was pocket sized the other day, and I think I may have lost it, like when we were on the field trip. So I will check through her backpack again, because I thought I put it in here. And I will check through my bag again. But that was a bummer. But really, those lotion bars, I think the world of them. And I'm using them constantly throughout the day. I can't believe how dry I am getting. It's a really dry winter here. And so I don't get an opportunity to go shopping. So I order a lot of things off eBay because I like slightly used clothing that's softer or whatever. But people don't give the best descriptions. This looked really fabulous, and it looks fabulous right now. I love the color. I love the softness of it. But here's the problem. I don't think you can see it in the light. This is very see-through-y. There we go. There we go. That's doing it justice. See, this is totally see-through-y. So it would have to only be a thing I wore under other things. But I'm wanting to step it up a notch. I'm doing this thing I love. I want to step it up a notch. Oh my God. These are soft. These are lovely. They totally lied on the measurements. When you don't see a picture of the measurements and they write it out in the description, but they don't show you the picture of the measurement, don't trust it. And they didn't tell me these were skinny. They said straight leg. These are totally jeggings, what we used to call jeggings, jean leggings. So I'm not keeping them because I'm 53 years old. And I can be fun and cool and whatever, but not skin tight. And I've never yet worn this. And I could wear it as an undershirt to a sweater. But if I got too hot and had to take the sweater off, and then I'm wearing this at school I only wear sports bras. I don't think that's appropriate. And I'm never, ever in an instance where that's necessary. So I don't know. But I am telling you, I love this color combination. Love it. I want to wear it. And it makes me so mad that I've spent good money on it. I can't get my money back. I love it. But when I put it on my body, it's just not the right fit because of the see-through and then because of the skin tight. Bugs me. Bugs me. Am I the only one? Because I wanted a couple little gifts for myself that really nailed it home because nobody ever gets me good gifts. And it didn't. I did get a belt I'm not totally in love with, but totally functions in the way that I wanted it to. I did finish the hat projects. Remember this one? So remember that this one was made very big. So this is definitely loosey-goosey and big. No, it's not the most attractive thing in the world, but it's also not the hottest thing in the world, and I live in Arizona. Now, I can wash this and dry this a little bit because this is super wash, and we'll shrink up a bit, and then that'll probably be better. And then there's this one that was made much tighter. But once again, in that mushroom, what do people call it? Not a toque. I'm from Minnesota. A toque is what I would have called it. It's a bit too mushroomy. I like the tightness here, but this is a bit too mushroomy. So it doesn't look great. I think it would look much better on a child. So then do I donate them? What do I do? One girl at school was like, oh, make it into a purse, but it's really not a good purse either. So I will probably put them in the bin of knit things that could be gifted. And on that, I looked up cat caves because I've got some actual yarn. So I looked up cat caves. Do you remember this project from last week? I totally took it apart, used the yarn, and I made this cat cave. I even washed and dried it, and I wasn't aggressive enough. I didn't put it in a hot, just a regular temperature, which is usually tap. And so it doesn't really stay open. It's too floppy. See that? I mean, the cats do like it, but it's totally too floppy. And then because it crocheted up so quickly, I started to make another one. And it ends up being more can you see the kind of, is 6 sides a hexagon? Hexagon sided?
said if you wanted some of that stir fry's good.
Okay. So I'm in the middle section. I can't decide if I'm going to make this whole thing yellow or if I'm going to unravel it, continue to use the yellow to make another sweater. Because it'll be a very, like maybe so many. I just watched a lady who said she knitted 100 sweaters. She only wears 5 of them. She kept 10 of them. I might have to knit in flat a raglan sweater in that yarn to be happy. But I was thinking about making it two-toned, making it yellow and then white at the very opening, and then not washing that one and seeing if it'll stand better. I don't think this is a little bit firmer than the other one, but not quite enough. But it is heavy duty enough that felting it takes a little bit more than I was expecting. And, but I had fun and I was so excited because it was working up so fast. It was so great. But we have Christmas Eve on Tuesday. We're going up to my mother's. She's almost 80. But we only have a small family. There's only, when it's all of us together, it's 9 of us. It's usually 8 of us because my daughter-in-law usually doesn't come. She's got some social anxiety. I think that their relationship is a little funky. They're not married yet. They do live together. And it's not as if she's going to her family. Some years she goes to her family in California. But she doesn't have family locally. So she just doesn't come to our stuff. And she stays home. And I also think she's not maybe the little kid person. You know, there's really not a lot of, there's only in total 9 of us. My 3 elderly parents, us, you know, and so there's not a lot of conversation to be had. So that's fine. Then Christmas morning, we go to some local cousins, they have a bigger family, and they allow us in. It's my husband's aunt's family, and he grew up next door to her, and his mom has passed, her sister. So, you know, it's very lovely. And we're basically done, and we put away all Christmas stuff the day after Christmas, and then we just have time to do life and have break before we go back on the 6th. I go back on the 7th. And I'm really looking forward to that. I really feel the need for this break to just slow down and rest and recharge. But I'm gonna go eat some stir fry, and I hope you have a good break. I will hope to see you again in a week. Maybe I'll have some other projects completed because remember all those? I would like to get some of them put together and started. Who knows? Whatevs. Look with your heart first, not your eyes, including yourself.